We came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall, you see. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene. Yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team. Yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around. You know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Izuku, he don't live in reality. Shake back, all become a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? He think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing us. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what do you do, guys? It is your boy, Mookie here, back with you with another new part of What If Izuku Was the Reincarnation of Clive Rossfield. This is part 3. So with that said, let's go to that of a quick recap. In the last part, Izuku woke up from that of his, short little coma after defeating that of the multiple villains, with the HPSC wanting to take an interest within Izuku because of the power of Ifrit, of course. However, thanks to the interference of Endeavor, aka NG Todoroki, who was an old friend / acquaintance of their father, Hisashi, who wants to take an interest in Izuku to help him improve that of his quirk, not only to basically keep the HPSC off of him, but also wanting to see if somebody like him has a great potential as well. As they train, Izuku gets to know that of the Todoroki family, mainly that of the elder sister of the Todorokis, Fuyumi Todoroki, and that of the second son of the Todorokis, Natsuo. As he's getting close with them, however, the youngest Todoroki, Shoto Todoroki, can't stand Izuku, and not just him, even his twin brother, Mizuki. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? 4 years have now passed since the incident during that of Izuku and Mizuki's birthday, when Izuku finally awakened his powers as the dominant of Ifrit, and was being trained by the number 2 hero, with his training under that of NG Todoroki wasn't half bad, to be honest. However, unfortunately, it only lasted for at least a year or so, all the way until the twins' 11th birthday. So after that, Endeavor hasn't even bothered, keeping in touch with that of Izuku. Hell, even though he's somewhat friends with Hisashi, he doesn't even bother. I guess that's the duty of being the second-ranked best pro in all of Japan. It keeps you busy. However, on the other hand, though, Izuku, alongside that of Mizuki, were close to that of the Todoroki children, though. Mainly that of Fuyumi and Natsuo. Izuku sees that of Natsuo like that of a big brother figure. Natsuo always jokes around Izuku and tries to, get him to smile at least a bit, which Izuku kind of does from time to time. Since Izuku is the reincarnation of Clive, his past experiences of being Clive Rossfield still bleed in through his personality from time to time. Izuku is always excited and happy and always looking out for others, but there are times when he's always stoic, mature, and basically not even bothered showing too much emotion unless it involves the protection of others and standing up for those who can't stand up for themselves. However, there are a few times when he does end up being a little bit witty and basically insults people without even trying. Because of this, Natsuo basically tries his best to make, Izuku lighten up at least a little bit from time to time, even to the point that Izuku basically makes fun of Natsuo for trying too hard. As for his relationship with Fuyumi, well, that's a bit complicated. Well, not too complicated, but a bit. As every time when Izuku's around Fuyumi, he can't help but feel a little bit nervous, but also cares deeply about her as well. He is honest about how he feels around her too, but not entirely. As for Yumi, she basically cares deeply about Izuku as well. At first, she saw Izuku like that of another little brother to look after and try to help out as well, given that her current family is pretty dysfunctional right now. But as time went on, well, her feelings for Izuku began to change a bit, as he was the one person besides that of Natsuo that truly supported her in her dream to be that of a teacher after all. Even supported her during her time in college when she was trying to get that of her teaching degree after all. Even was trying his best to help her, well, put their family together. Well, for example, he was the one that basically told her and Natsuo to check on that of their mother from time to time when they can. At first, it was pretty rough, and Natsuo basically shouted at Izuku to basically stay out of their family business. However, Izuku is aware that he has no right to basically get involved. He knows that. But if they had the chance to rebuild their family and try while they can, because sometimes you'll regret it if you don't at least take that first step. 11 to 12-year-old, both Natsuo and mainly Fuyumi couldn't help but want to basically build their family back up again. She tries her best to wanting to do so, after all, even trying to get close to Shoto, her younger brother, who always has that of a cold look on his face. Since then, their little brother now at least tolerates her for a bit and talks to her only when it comes to either leaving the house or basically not, or just saying that he's arrived. That's it. And will never really talk about his day or anything like that. But progress, better than nothing, and she would take it. Since then, she sees Izuku more than just a little brother, but she doesn't want to act on it. Mainly because she is, 9 years older than Izuku after all. But it doesn't stop her from having specific thoughts, though. But even so, their bond is still strong, even to this day. Currently, at present time, you see that of two boys, one tall and pretty lanky, with that of long green hair going all the way to his shoulders, with emerald green eyes, as another boy, as he's shorter than that of the tall green haired one. However, he has that of messy black hair, with that of small green highlights that you can barely even see, as he's only at least that of 2 inches shorter than the other boy. However, he's quite buff and quite jacked, to be honest, for somebody that looks like he's at least 13 to 14 years old. As currently, right now, both boys are running as fast as they can, as they're wearing that of middle school uniforms. As the tall boy having that of a red and black satchel bag, while the other having that of a orange backpack, with the black one basically stepping into place, as the tall boy couldn't help but sigh looking at the other. As the two soon, as the walkway is cleared, both of them began to run again. However, before then, a noise of something basically collapsing in the distance. Within the distance, they see that of a tall person. However, this person being a villain. Within getting a better look at the two boys. As these boys being Izuku Midoriya and Mizuki Midoriya. The twin Midoriyas, all currently now in their final year at their junior high school. Within, Izuku saying, "Hey, check it out, Mizuki. Looks like a battle between a hero and a villain. If I got a good look at them, I'm guessing it's possibly Kamui Woods in the distance." Within, Mizuki saying, "Oh yeah? Kamui Woods, huh? If he's on the job, this will basically be over in possibly in that of a good 5 minutes or so. I give it at least that of a 7 or 8 minutes, actually." Guy does know how to, ramble on and monologue when it comes to battles. But then Mizuki couldn't help but scoff, saying, good point. Well, you want to check it out? But then Izuku saying, dude, we gotta get to school on time. I'd rather not be tardy on the first day of our final year at that piece of shit of a school. Within Mitsuki having that of a devious look, saying, exactly, it's a piece of shit of a school. So why the hell should we even care if we're early or tardy at all? Come on, and I know you. You want to get the information that you can for that of Kamui Woods, possibly even that of any other pro to improve with that of your quirk. Come on, bro. Within, Izuku couldn't help but roll his eyes, saying, I think I enable you too much. As following after his tall twin brother. Within, finally arriving, seeing that of Kamui Woods, trying to keep the attention of the villain on him, as the crowd basically is cheering on for that of the Arbor hero. As a few other pros are basically keeping, public crowd safe and making sure that they're not getting involved, mainly that of Backdraft and Death Arms. As Kamui was about to use that of his Lacrima Chain Prison, his special move, but then soon, another figure soon appears, as being that of a feminine female hero, as it being a new one, named Mount Lady, as she uses her special move to basically kick the gigantification villain and knock him out. However, as she knocks him out, he lands on one of the buildings though, within saying her name and basically showing that this is her first time debuting. Within soon, Izuku couldn't help but sigh looking at Mount Lady. Within, he couldn't help but basically write her down saying, looks like we got another pro-feminine, pro-heroine that's basically emulating Miss Midnight once again. She's basically inspired quite a bit of the generation. Within, Mizuki couldn't help but have his hands in his pocket saying, well, could you blame him? I mean, you saw her costume when she first debuted. I mean, within, Mizuki couldn't help but blush alongside that of Izuku as the two twins basically shake their head at the same time and stop at the exact same time as well. Within, Izuku saying, yeah, true. And I guess today's female heroes need to basically one-up themselves for if they want to show that they have more appealing. Within, looking around, seeing all of that of the crowd having cameras out and shooting them straight at that of Mount Lady as a few of them and many of them began to mutter, money shot. Within, soon Izuku couldn't help but sigh before closing his notebook, putting it back in his bag, saying, come on, I got the stats. Even that for Kamui Woods as well. Let's get going. Saying, aww, do we really have to? Saying, and if we don't show up at school, Mom is going to be pissed. And you don't want to piss her off, don't you? Within, Mizuki couldn't help but sweat, saying, you have a good point there, bro. Let's get going. After that, the two twins began to leave. However, little did they know, somebody was actually watching them. Within, as it being that of a feminine hero, as she couldn't help but scoff, saying, seriously, why do I have to be the one to basically watch these brats? I know I'm still new to the agency, but to this degree, this is so annoying. Getting a better look at her, she having that of a white, somewhat militaristic uniform with that of black leggings that go all the way to that of her knees. And what stands out the most is that of her hair, as it's basically yellow fire. But you could also make an argument that it's close to that of lime green though, as this is one of Endeavor's most trusted, sidekicks, being Burnin, as she was ordered by Endeavor to keep an eye on Izuku and his twin brother, Mizuki. Within, she basically putting up that of her report saying, I know the kid, I heard that he basically took in the kid and trained him for the time being, but to not even bother continue training him, but wanting to keep an eye on him? Seriously, what's the point? At any rate, I did my recon for the day. I better see on who else is on the shift as well. After that, Vernon basically flies off using her flames to head back to Endeavor's agency. Currently at a pretty modern and basic junior high school, known as Aldera Junior High, as the bell finally rings, being the beginning of the homeroom. Within, inside that of a certain class, having that of the twin Midoriyas, with their homeroom teacher saying, now that you're all finally third years, you all need to worry and think what you're going to be doing for your future once you graduate that of high school. Once you start and graduate high school, will you go straight into the workforce or will you become that of a college student? And then try and branch out and start a career. So, waiting to see what you would all do and have. I'll start us all off with that of a career aptitude test. As he grabs onto that of the papers, within soon, Izuku couldn't help but sigh. However, then Mizuki begins to count down, saying, in 3, 2, 1. As then, the teacher tosses the papers up into the air, but say, but why bother? After all of you want to join the hero track after all. With everybody basically activating their quirks, except that of Izuku, Mizuki, and a certain ashen blonde that we all know all too well. However, putting him aside with their teacher basically saying, yes, you all have amazing and powerful quirks, but you should know that quirk usages on school grounds is prohibited outside of your quirk fundamentals class, so put them away. However, many of the students barely even bother listening, while some do. That mainly the some that listen are in the small minority. Within soon, a certain loudmouth and basically pompous tone speaks up, saying, don't even bother trying to motivate these losers, teach. They would be lucky enough to be a sidekick to some no-name D-lister after all. But then soon both Izuku and Mizuki couldn't help but roll their eyes at the tone of the person that basically just spoke up. However, many of the students in the classroom couldn't help but get annoyed, saying, seriously, what the hell is wrong with you, Bakugo? Yeah, you think you could do better than us, Katsuki? With then, soon, the boy known as Katsuki, or rather, Katsuki Bakugo, jumps up and stands on his desk saying, because I'm the only one from this dead-end school who's only aimed for greatness after all. After I plan on going to UA. After hearing that, many students couldn't help but be shocked and surprised. Even some couldn't help but be utterly dumbfounded as well, saying, wait, he's going for UA? That's the national level school. Yeah, I hear that they only have that of a 2% pass rating. Bakugo's aiming for that? Within, their teachers couldn't help but basically nonchalant saying, oh yeah, Bakugo, you plan on applying for UA. I've seen your test scores and abilities. I think you might have a shot. Within, Bakugo couldn't help but continue erically build up his own bravado and hype, saying, I've already aced all the mock exams. I have one of the strongest quirks in the school, and I am destined to be the greatest hero of all time, even better and surpass even that of All Might. Within, hearing that, both Izuku and Mizuki actually couldn't help but have that of a tick mark on their face, on that of their foreheads, with both brothers saying, bullshit! Screw off with that! You'll never be better than All Might, you explosive Pomeranian! With that, Bakugo couldn't help but be utterly dumbfounded and shocked at what just been called at him, with many of the students basically looking at Izuku and Mizuki, as Izuku basically having his arms crossed, looking straight at Bakugo, with Mizuki having his arms behind his head, basically leaning back on his desk with his legs kicked up, also couldn't help but look at Bakugo with that of disgust and hatred. Within, Bakugo couldn't help but grit his teeth as they began to even grind, saying, Deku, Mizuki. Within, soon, the teacher saying, alright, Midoriyas, the two of you plan on applying at UA as well. Ain't that right? Within, many of the other students couldn't help but be shocked as well. Within, Mizuki turning from that of the annoyed and angry look he had at Bakugo to now having that of a somewhat casual and somewhat polite look on his face. However, it's on the surface, it looks like it's honest and genuine. However, it's actually fake as hell. Saying, of course, sir. After all, UA is one of the best schools in all of Japan. It's also here in Masafu, where we all live and breathe after all. So it only makes sense that we apply here. Any other school would take us way too long to arrive there. Then, soon Izuku couldn't help but sigh, saying, you always put up that fake-ass smile, bro. I know you have that smile to basically, make those underestimate you, but knowing the real reason behind that smile kind of pisses me off, to be honest, bro. But of course, I'll just leave that to myself. Then, soon, the class begins to spoke among themselves, saying, the Midoriyas are heading to UA as well? Good luck to them. Knowing Bakugo, he ain't going to allow that so easily. I mean, it's not like he can stop them. They've already applied for UA, so of course that they have the right to do so. I mean, have you seen their quirks? Midoriya's is quite monstrous. Saying, but don't you think it's quite villainous too? I mean, have you seen the kind of fire that the guy creates? I mean, I could see Mizuki becoming that of a, hero. Not only he has the better looks of the Midoriya of the twins, but he also has a quirk that can heal. That's prime material to be that of a flashy and quite popular hero. Within, Bakugo getting annoyed at the fact that the attention no longer is on him, as he basically wanted to glare eyes of death at both Izuku and Mizuki. However, as soon as he looks at Izuku gives off that of a powerful pressure, a pressure of killing intent, as of course he understands on what it feels to be hit with killing intent is like, especially given that he's faced against death and gone against death so many times back when he was Clive. So giving off his own killing intent would be child's play for him. Within, he's Bakugo feeling this killing intent, as part of him basically won't stand down, but the other part of him saying, don't do it. And if you do, you will die. Within, Bakugo couldn't help but grit his teeth in anger, saying, you did, seriously, both you idiots need to know that you have no chance of going into UA, especially in this dead-end school. So you better know your place. Within, as Bakugo sits back down with a huff, as then Izuku saying, if this is a dead-end school and we have no place, then the same also applies for you, Ka-chan. Within, after saying that, Bakugo couldn't help but grit his teeth even more. Within, Mizuki couldn't help but say, that's true. You're just as much as trash as we are. If we don't intend to apply to this school, just how pathetic can you be, not realizing that yourself and your own hypocrisy? Within, hearing that, a few students couldn't help but laugh and basically snicker to themselves. However, they try and keep it as quiet as they can, not wanting to piss off Bakugo and have an explosion to their face after all, which pisses off Bakugo even more. Within, her homeroom teacher saying, all right, we've had our fun, but classes is about to start, so I'd expect you all to take your studies and work seriously. With that, the school day finally coming to that of an end. Within, soon Izuku looking through that of his phone, as he couldn't help, as he's actually messaging that of Fuyumi, as she's saying that she's free at the end of the week as always, basically on a Sunday, given she's doing that of her teaching. She's still being that of a teacher after all, especially a teacher's assistant. Possibly next year she'll be a full-fledged teacher, and she hopes so. With that, Izuku giving her words of encouragement, telling her to give it her all, and she knows that she will, given how much that she works hard for it. With that, he finally done messaging her. Within, soon, Izuku noticed his twin brother, as he's also messaging somebody, as he's quite deep into the messages. Within, soon looking at his brother's screen without him noticing, as he couldn't help but giggle a bit. Within, Mizuki saying, what the hell do you think you're doing, Izuku? Saying, looks like you're messaging your pen pal again, it seems, brother. Saying, you can't blame me. I just wanted to know how her first day at her last day at her middle school is, that's all. Saying, right. So how's everything going with Miss Spooky? Within, Mizuki getting annoyed saying, it's Lady Spooky. Please get her screen name right. And she said that her last day at her junior high was kind of, well, a letdown, to be honest. To be fair, she doesn't really see too much out of it, to be honest. Saying, right, I guess so. Does she know what school she's applying to? Saying, actually, yeah. I'll tell you on the way home. Within, as Mizuki puts his phone away, within, Izuku saying, but before that, we got a bit of company. Within, turning his head around, he soon sees that of Bakugo and his two lackeys, one of them being that of an old friend from their childhood that they all know all too well, and another being a guy that decided to, well, side with Bakugo at the beginning of the year, to be honest. After their last somewhat childhood friend and grunt of Bakugo, a boy by the name of Tsubasa basically moved away abroad. Within, soon, Izuku could help but sigh, saying, what do you want, Kachan? We gotta get going. Within, saying, I want to make this abundantly clear, you damn bastards. Within, soon, both Izuku and Mizuki couldn't help but have that of a tick mark as it grows small. Within, saying, oh, everybody knows that a pro hero's origin is what truly matters. How they basically got to the top and how they became the best. That's what all that matters. And for me, somebody who comes from this dead-end, worthless piece of shit school, going to UA, and then rising in the ranks to become the #1 hero once I graduate, I can't have that of two worthless quirk fire users basically get in my way. Within, soon, Mizuki couldn't help but get even more annoyed, saying, worthless quirk fire users? Please. Says the boy who has that of an explosion quirk, who only is able to use explosions because of his goddamn sweat. Seriously, this is coming from the person with one of the most powerful, yet the grossest and most disgusting quirk of all time. Within, hearing that, Bakugo couldn't help but get annoyed as one of his lackeys saying, hey, show some respect, Mizuki. Saying, yeah, Midoriya. Just because you have that of a quirk that allows you to have healing flames doesn't mean a damn thing. Saying, you do know that fire quirks are more common, but fire quirks that have that of healing properties are the rarest of the rare. Even in the medical field, a quirk like mine would basically go for that of 1 million yen, and everybody knows that. Within, soon hearing this, Izuku saying, he has a good point there. You guys have basically just dragged your grave in about that. Also, as for my quirk, just because I still haven't fully mastered and controlled it, doesn't mean a damn thing to me. It's still stronger and faster than yours, and it still amplifies my speed, durability, and power. Your quirk may give you the ability to use your explosions, and possibly, I'm guessing that you found some way to possibly propel yourself forward with your explosions, Kachan, given how much you work hard to improve it. But let's make this 100% clear, as Izuku basically gets up into Bakugo's face saying, if you didn't have a quirk, and if you were quirkless, you wouldn't even have the motivation to even do shit. You would be too damn frustrated the fact that you don't have power to do it. So you should be lucky to even have a quirk or even try to apply to UA, instead of continually trying to put those who you think beneath you down. So I'm going to make this abundantly clear. Stay out of our way, and we stay out of your way for the rest of the year until we apply for UA. And whatever classes we end up in, either that of Class 1A or Class 1B, let's continue the trend of not getting in each other's way. How does that sound? Within, soon hearing this, Bakugo couldn't help but grit his teeth. Hell, Bakugo was almost close to even seeing that of red, given on how pissed he was. Within soon, not even wanting to even hear Bakugo's answer, he basically pushes him out of the way, saying, "Let's go, Mizuki. I don't want to worry Mom more than we already have." Saying, "Already on it, bro." With that, the two twins basically walk out. Within, Bakugo is saying, we're not done here, you! Within, soon, unleashing the killing intent once again, not just on Bakugo, but also on his two lackeys as well, to making sure that they stay out of our way. Izuku continues walking off before dropping the killing intent. Within, Bakugo couldn't help but grit his teeth in that of anger, frustration, and pissed as he slams his fist onto that of the schoolroom floor as an explosion soon goes off, saying, "Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! How? They were both so weak, especially Deku. He didn't even have a goddamn quirk all those 4 years ago. And now he does? It pisses me off. It absolutely pisses me off." Within, both Bakugo's lackeys unaware on how to cheer up Bakugo, after all, when he gets like this. With that of Izuku and Mizuki currently walking out of the school and heading back home. Within saying, "So, what does your pen mouse say?" Saying, "Oh, right. Yeah. Turns out she's applying to that of UA and a few other schools just in case she fails the entrance exam for UA, though." Saying, "Oh, really? That's cool. Hey, maybe you get to see each other. Do you even know what she looks like?" "Actually, well, during Golden Week, I plan on spending time with her." Hearing this, Izuku couldn't help but have that of a mischievous look on his face, saying, "Oh yeah? Is that so? Look at you, my dear younger twin brother, growing up entirely. I never thought I would see the day." Within, Mizuki basically hitting Izuku on his shoulder, saying, "Oh, shut up, you. Seriously, is this the person that's basically in love with that of a girl that's 9 years older than him?" Within, Izuku blushes, saying, "I have no idea what you're talking about. I think you got me confused with somebody else," saying, "Yeah. So, did Miss Fuyumi actually find a boyfriend?" Saying, When did she ever have a boyfriend?" Saying, "Aha." Within, Izuku face entirely red, saying, Okay, you got me there." Within saying, "So why don't you just tell her?" Saying, "It's not my place to say. Plus, she's the daughter of the number 2 pro. You really think I am worthy enough to be around her? The dude trained you and he's friends with our father. Acquaintances, not friends." Same thing. It's just acquaintances are not that close friends, though. Any rate, the two of you are always there for one another. Always there to support one another. Remember, you were one of her biggest motivations to basically continue to be that of a teacher and aim to be that of a teacher. Even though she surprisingly has that of quite a powerful ice quirk. Within, Izuku saying she doesn't want to be a pro hero. To be honest, I can't understand the reason why, given her family after all. Within, Mizuki couldn't help but narrow his eyes as he looks at Izuku, as even though he looks like he has a blank look on his face, his eyes say otherwise. It's more in a way of disgust, actually. Within, wanting to ask his brother about what he's learned, but just keeping it to himself, thinking that he'll tell him when he feels like he's ready. As heading through that of a tunnel, which leads to that of a shortcut to their place. Within soon, something begins to pop out of the manhole cover. Within, it begins to creep up behind that of the two twins. Within soon, Izuku can help but sigh, saying, "You hear that and feel that, right?" Saying, "Of course I do." And it's quite annoying. Within, the substance soon takes having that of a face before its arms and limbs begin to appear, saying, "A 2-for-1 deal." Now that is a score. I can't say on which one I'll take, but I'll take that of the short one. He should be Within soon, a blast of fire basically hits that of the sledge villain. As then, he basically goes down to the ground as Izuku prepared that of a charge shot, saying, shame I don't have my sword with me. But I'm guessing fighting up close and personal is going to have to do. With then saying, well, don't worry, I got your back, bro. With then pulling out something from his satchel, as it almost looks like that, of a metal baton, as he extends it. Before then, soon, it engulfs in flames. Within the sledge villain saying, wait, what the? As then, Mizuki having that of a look of indifference. Before then, slamming the metal baton. Before then, a fiery slash was sent flying towards the sledge villain. With then, he couldn't help but say, wait. As then, his entire body begins to engulf in flames. As he begins to scream and beg in agony. With then, soon saying, you made sure to hold back on the flames, right? Saying, of course I did. I'm not an idiot, Izuku. Saying, I know, just making sure. Don't want you to go to jail or probation for a self-defense murder, of course. With then, Mizuki couldn't help but roll his eyes. Before then, soon, popping out through the manhole as a gust of air comes out saying, never fear, citizens, for I am... As it being the idol of the man that they look up to, the idol that they see as the greatest hero of all time, or rather, still is the greatest hero of all time. The man that inspired them to become heroes. That is All Might. But not in costume, basically out of a white t-shirt and that of cargo pants. However, he still has his amazing and trademark smile as always. As the two twins couldn't help but scream out, All Might! With stars in their eyes. With then soon saying, never fear, citizens. But within, seeing that of the down sledge villain, as he's no longer on fire, but at least a bit unconscious and probably still begging and still aching in pain. With then saying, it seems like the villain has been taken care of. Within, Mizuki saying, yeah, that'd be me. I took care of it. If it's not too legal, he was trying to steal our bodies, sir. So saying, no need, young lad. It's only understandable that you would go this far to defend yourself and your twin brother, actually. Within saying, really? As looking both at Mizuki and Izuku, within realizing, I do not see the resemblance. Within both of them say, we're fraternal twins. With All Might saying, I see. That makes sense. Well then, if you allow me, within, in that of a blink of an eye, he basically scoops up the villain and puts it in that of a bottle. Within soon, Izuku saying, whoa, that was so cool and so quick. Within Mizuki saying, that's what you would see from the speed of the number one hero. Both efficient and diligent. Always making sure to keep everything in track. Within, All Might saying, well now then. Within suit, Izuku saying, wait, could you? Within saying, if you want us to allow me. Within, already having that of a pen, as he soon basically writes his signature name on that of Mizuki's satchel bag and on that of Izuku's yellow bag. Within, both twins couldn't help but gasp in that of shock and excitement, having the autographs of the number one hero on their bags. As Mizuki saying, I am never washing this off again. With Izuku saying, ditto, bro, ditto. With that, saying, well then, you two, be safe on the way back, and seeing the potential of both you brothers able to handle your own against a villain. I see what kind of heroes the two of you will be in the future. With that, All Might soon flies off back to that of the downtown area of Masafu. Within, Izuku saying, I still can't believe we got to meet All Might in person. This has to be the greatest day of our lives. Within, Mizuki saying, yeah, definitely. But then, Izuku saying, but we better get going. Even though I'm still starstruck, we better not worry Mom than we already probably have. Saying, right, let's go. After that, the two twins heading back home as soon as they can. With then arriving at their home, saying, we're home. As then Inko saying, oh, thank goodness, you boys both arrive on time. Saying, yeah. With then Izuku saying, sorry Mom, not staying long. Still gotta continue training. Saying, Izuku saying, I'm sorry, but I need to continue to improve. If I don't, I may slack off. Within, Mizuki saying, don't worry, Mom, I'll be there to look after him. I won't be training myself, but I will make sure that he doesn't overdo himself like he did last time. Within, Izuku saying, that's one time. Saying, six times. Within, Inko couldn't help but sigh, saying, fine, but like you said, Mizuki, please make sure your brother comes back safe. Saying, don't worry, Mom, I will. After that, the two basically began to change, as however, Izuku pulls out that of a massive longsword, basically close to that of a broadsword. However, it's actually a bastard sword. However, unfortunately, the edges are basically blunt. However, the metal is made from that of an alloy that doesn't heat, keeps its shape even while that of heated, though only under specific temperatures that the metal can warp. As it's a special made sword that Endeavor basically, allowed Izuku to have, showing that more as a way of honoring their respect and seeing on how much he's improved from when they last met. With that, Izuku is in that of a track uniform that's all black with that of patches of red, and Mizuki in that of and also in a track uniform. However, it's black, but there's more red and orange added too. Within the two twins heading off out into the distance, but instead they head into that of the warehouse district, which there's barely anybody around, especially finding that of a specific abandoned warehouse. Within opening up, as then you could see that of tons of destroyed areas. With that of, you could see that of something being sliced through, something being burnt, something being destroyed, and something that looks like it's been frozen quite a bit, given that there's a puddle of liquid. Within saying, you're still at this, aren't you? Saying, can you blame me? I still need to improve on the abilities that I have. Within, Mizuki basically sitting down on that of a crate, as he came up and say, Izuku, how long are you going to keep this secret about your other aspect of your quirk? Within, Izuku couldn't help but sigh, saying, not at least until I arrive at UA. Saying, Izuku, look, the more I keep this a secret, the better. You remember when the HPSC came to our home, they were literally trying to force me to abandon you and Mom and Dad. I wanted to make sure that I didn't upgrade my quirk registry once they found out about this. As he soon says this, a burst of red wings began to come out of Izuku's back. With that of three red tails that almost look like that of bird tails, as these are the wings of the phoenix. Within, Mizuki can help but say, still can't believe you have those flames, the same as mine. Saying, yeah, same here. As Izuku will be then thinking, could Mizuki be him? Could Mizuki really be Joshua? Are we always destined to be brothers, even in the next life? This is fate. I would accept this brand of fate. Within, bringing back his wings, saying, even so, I want to continue improving on using these abilities. There's so much more I can think of. After saying that, he soon pulls out one of his notebooks. As this notebook on the title saying the former powers of the dominance. With then, soon, Izuku looking at that of the powers of the icon of the second icon of fire, Phoenix. Seeing that of multiple pages on how to use that of the flames as projectiles, how to allow him to increase his speed while also allowing him the ability to fly temporarily and giving that of a full-on fire attack that can not just heal his wounds but his allies' wounds and destroy anything that he sees as his enemy. With then saying, I've already got a better feeling of these red wings. With then turning over to another page, all I need to do is get a better feeling of these babies. Within soon, the red wings don't come out this time, but then that of 2 green claws as wind basically picks up in that of the building, as these are the claws of Garuda, the icon of wind, and belong to the former dominant of wind as well. With then soon, Mizuki can help but say, all right, I'll just be here, making sure that you don't overexert yourself like you did before. Just try not to go overboard. Sooner or later, the cops are going to know about this place and know about your, secondary quirks abilities. But then, he's saying, hopefully, we'll be able to keep this up for at least another good year or so. After that, we can stop that once we arrive at UA. Within, soon, getting into that of a battle stance, as then, soon, the claws begin to wrap around that of Izuku's arms. But then saying, this is just a step. I need to get used to using the powers of the other icons. I've already unlocked that at the Phoenix, Garuda, Titan, and Shiva. Just a few more powers of the icons left, and then I can become Mythos once again. I will not lie, I used to hate being called that, despise it till this day. But now, I want to use this name. Use it in a better way. I won't be a god's vessel no more. I will be free to walk my own path. The path of the hero I wish to be. After that, he soon unleashes a powerful wind slash that basically cleaves right through that of the concrete of that of the warehouse, as it was almost strong enough to even carve right through that of the walls of the warehouse as well. As Izuku continues to train himself to become Mythos once more. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, how did you guys like the time skip? Just like the first episode, but basically moved on a little bit better. As if you can tell, Izuku's personality is like a mixture of, his main personality and Clive's personality. Strict, mature, while also has a bit of wit as well, and doesn't take shit from nobody, but is willing to at least try and see things on the better side. Not only that, given that he has that of a strong relationship with his current brother, who may or may not be the reincarnation of Joshua, who could say, he has a bit of more playful side as well. So yeah, there's also, I want to bring up that of the relationship that both Izuku and Mizuki will have. As you guys remember the polls, you guys know on who's shipped with who after all. So no point of me basically bringing it up, but for those who didn't and for those who forgotten, yes, Izuku is with Fuyumi and Mizuki is with that of Reiko, the ghost girl from Class 1B. So yeah. Anyway, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, get to date my videos when I upload the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, my gaming channel, my side channel, my other channel, my Patreon, and my Cash App. All links in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Yamuki, signing out. Later, guys, and take care. Finish it off, Shiro.
Hi, everyone. This is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. with that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!